Sarah people. So we have our card of the day today, or cards actually. Two of them came out, and it's more cups. And check out these two together. So we have the Two of Cups, the right way up, and the Three of Cups. My goodness. So we had the Two of Cups upside down just like a couple of days ago. And check out the Two of Cups. So one of my favorite cards, I must admit. Feel very much connected to it. It's all about relationships and this masculine and feminine energies coming together inside of us and outside of us in order to create transformation and healing. And there's this equality, this balance, this sharing, this giving and receiving energy, which is, so strong and full in this card. This is a, a card talking about an exchange of emotions. And so when we look at emotions, we're looking at our feelings, which have become our guidance system or our communication system with our physical body on one front, but also the subconscious that's taking place inside of us. So, or that's bubbling up from the unknown inside of us, from the hidden part of us into our conscious awareness, creating our thoughts and feelings and our reactions to stuff, and all of our programming lies in our own subconscious. So this is a card which is about communication and sharing between the conscious masculine and the feminine subconscious, going inwards and creating this intimacy. There's a lot of open exchange. There's a lot of honesty that this card talks about. It's talking about sharing on an emotional level, being honest with ourselves, allowing ourselves to feel. Inside of here is your desires and your dreams and your hopes. Inside of here is all of your traumas and your dark emotions as well. And it's about being honest and looking within and seeing what there is to heal, what there is that we can share. A lot of what is, a lot of what blocks us on an emotional level and blocks our own healing process is the resistance to actually see some aspects of ourselves. So merely in seeing who we are and allowing ourselves to share it and express that with the world on some level is what allows a lot of our trauma to not have the same hold or the same negative effect on our life as it creeps up in unconscious ways, creating triggered reactions in our lives. And instead we can learn to be a little bit more vulnerable, learn to share on a more open level. And this is where the healing that this card talks about takes place. It obviously also talks about relationships. It's this duality of two people and the relationships, and your inner relationship with yourself will naturally mirror the relationship that you're having on the outside with the world, whether this is an intimate relationship or this is a colleague you might be interacting with, or a child or a parent. It doesn't really matter. This card talks about intimacy and sharing on a safe, protected, loving level in which we really feel that there's a connection and a place to be honest and vulnerable. Okay, this is where the healing takes place, and this is what allows us to raise our vibrations together. This, in a way, is what unleashes the caduceus, which is here in the card. And the card is a symbol of healing, and it's this twin serpents that are rising, and it's a symbol of the Kundalini energy inside of us that rises, which is this internal fire which rises up the spinal column and enlightens ourselves and allows us to raise our vibration and feel different, feel higher, feel more empowered, in awe, passionate with life. And that lion's fire, the winged lion energy, this Leo energy here, which is very strong, can be a sexual passion on one front when two people get together, but it can just also be the fire of transformation that changes and shifts things. So this is one part of this card as well. It also refers to two people coming together with the intention and purpose for healing, as if that the higher value or the reason that we're getting together or that we're having an exchange is for our own growth and our own transformation and our own healing. When two people come together this way, boom, everything happens, and all sorts of safe places are created, and transformational potential is like amazing and wonderful. Kundalini yoga, tantric practices, all sorts of stories here are super important. There's an equality in this card, and the figures are nearly the same size in the masculine and feminine, and this equality is not about the masculine and the feminine being the same, because they bring different gifts to the table, and it's about bringing these gifts to the table and allowing our inner and outer selves to have a positive communication. This card, the 3, the 2 and the 3 come up together. It's fantastic. Look, so the 3 is all about celebration. It's all about feeling this success and creativity. There's 3 feminine figures in the feminine suit of cups. This is like full-on feminine. Wow. Wild celebration, excitement, sitting in your joy, sitting in your love for life, allowing all that energy to flow, getting excited and being passionate. But this is upside down. So we're talking about blockages to this flow. What blocks our feeling of success and joy? Are we afraid to succeed in life? Are we afraid to have lots of love? Are we afraid to feel joy? This is asking me, and when the cards are upside down, I always ask you to take a brief look at your shadow and say, or a long look at your shadow and say, and ask yourself, okay, so what's blocking me to the joy? Why don't I allow myself just to feel amazing and allow myself to get carried away with emotion and just fucking love life? And I've spoken before about an inner program I have about disappointment, and to avoid disappointment, I would keep my hopes low and try to pretend that I didn't really care, that I didn't have this joy and abandon and awe, and I didn't want to show that to the world. Because why? Because then if what you expected the outcome to be, or if something went wrong in your life, then you have this big downward spiral. And if you project expectations of what you really want on the world, and then yes, you're going to be disappointed sometimes, but that's not what this card is talking about. It's just about enjoying the moment. Just take a look about what's going on in your life right now and ask yourself, what can I just really have fun with, and just go with that. It's not about throwing expectations out there in the future. But I can see that sometimes this whole program that I had of being afraid to be let down, and so it's better to keep your joy levels low, just in case they'll go up and down. And emotions they do go up and down, and they're likely to go up and down. The thing is, the more we push the pendulum to one side, the more it's going to flow towards the other side. It's just the law. It's just part of the law of life. But if we want to be high, then we're going to have to allow ourselves to feel low and enjoy the lowness and enjoy the highness, and try to find some way to celebrate. This is perfect for right now, because there's going to be no celebrations going on in our lives if we're all in lockdown, which we are right here, right now. And so this celebration is about an internal one. It's about finding your inner celebration, celebrating what's going on inside of you right here, right now. And and it's about this reconnection with what is really important with yourself, and and enjoying your alone time. That could be the other reason for this card to be upside down. Not about getting together with other people, but getting together with your feminine and just enjoying it. Envision what is amazing. Envision what could give you the awe, and just sit in that feeling for a while. Don't project it out that it has to be dependent upon some event that takes place in the future, but bring it into the present moment and just enjoy what's going on. Celebrate what's here and now. Allow yourself to be wild and feminine. Get out and dance and sing, and do it on your own in a room and just have some fun. These 2 cards together, I'll let you decide how that's going to go. But if we're going to be here, this one's upside down. So if we're going to be enjoying, if we're going to be really having an inner connection with ourselves, make this inner connection one that really turns this card around and allows us to feel so connected with all things, and with life and other people, even though they might not be in your face. Lots of love from my heart on this day, and enjoy whatever's taking place in your life as much as you can.